Hey Hans, did you finish that proposal? Because I've got to present that in front of the board tomorrow morning.
Actually, Tucker, I put that on the back burner because I was working on very important things at the time, and it was not a top priority for me.
Hans, as a general rule of thumb, if someone in charge tells you to do something, that means you should do it right away.
You know, it was not a priority for me. So anyway, I was starting it tomorrow. It is 5 p.m. I'm going to call it today, and tomorrow I'll get this done.
No, Hans, you're not going to call it a day. You're going to get the ball rolling on this project and you're going to finish it so that I can present this tomorrow, or you won't have a job.
Okay. I'll stay until 7 p.m. That's the latest, okay? And please, stop breathing down my neck, okay?
And Hans is unemployed. So that was just a skit that I wanted to do for you guys instead of doing a robotic. Here are 10 business vocabulary words and idioms for you to learn. I wanted to do something that was a little bit more fun. And now I'm going to break down each scene and go over some of the words that you might not be familiar with and explain how they're used outside of just this context and what their meaning is. So anyway, let's start with, hey Hans, did you finish that proposal? Because I've got to present that in front of the board tomorrow morning.
All right, so let's go over some of this vocabulary. So a business proposal, which is much different than proposal when I proposed to my wife, is just a document that you present to a potential client or customer that details a solution to their problem. So typically business proposals are written documents containing information about deliverables, performance metrics, budgeting projections, expected outcomes, and probably a few other things depending on the nature of the business. So in this case, Tucker is getting Hans to create this proposal so it would have some form of this, like some metrics, and they're presenting it. So that was another word that I wanted to go over with you guys. The presentation is going to be him getting up there and having his visual aids and his PowerPoint, whatever it is, in front of the board, which is the other word I wanted to go over with you guys. So in this case, you're going to hear this. This is just an abbreviated version of board of directors. So you'll hear this term. If you've watched shows where they're in a business atmosphere, you'll hear, oh, the board's meeting tomorrow, or yeah, the board members. So this is the board of directors, and they are in charge of basically what goes on inside of the company.
Actually, Tucker, I put that on the back burner because I was working on very important things at the time, and it was not a top priority for me.
All right, so now we have our first phrasal verb with Hans talking about the back burner. So just envision a stove, and you have 4 burners. Those are the things that heat up whatever it is that you're cooking. So if you put something on the back burner, it's something that you want to wait. It's not as important as the thing on the front burner, which you want to get done first. So if in this context, when Hans says, I'm going to put it on the back burner, it means that it's not very important. It's not, and then he goes on to explain this, it wasn't a top priority for him. So he put it on the back burner, meaning he'll do it later on because the things that he was working on at the time were more important. They weren't the thing on the back burner, this presentation that he was supposed to do wasn't a top priority. So if it was a top priority, it'd mean it'd be the most important thing that he could work on. But it wasn't, so he put it on the back burner.
Hans, as a general rule of thumb, if someone in charge tells you to do something, that means you should do it right away.
And another phrasal verb, rule of thumb. Well, this is pretty common, not just obviously in business context, but when someone says as a rule of thumb, they mean this is kind of, it's almost like common sense, like in a practical but not exact way of doing something. So when Tucker says, Hans, as a general rule of thumb, he's saying like, this is something that you should incorporate in your everyday life, like especially in the business atmosphere. Like when someone in charge, that's Tucker. So that's in charge just means the boss, CEO, it's anybody who's above you. You're here and the person here is in charge. They're the ones who can tell you what to do, potentially fire you or hire you. So you definitely don't want to tell the person in charge that you're going to put whatever they have on the back burner. So a good rule of thumb, meaning a good business practice in this context, would be to do what the person in charge tells them.
It was not a priority for me, so anyway, I will start on it tomorrow. It is 5 p.m. I'm going to call it today, and tomorrow I'll get this done.
All right, call it a day. This is a phrasal verb that we use to say, we're going to get off work. We're going to leave. We're not doing any more work. We're done. We're going to go home. So that's calling it a day.
No, Hans, you're not going to call it a day. You're going to get the ball rolling on this project and you're going to finish it so that I can present this tomorrow, or you won't have a job.
So another phrasal verb, to get the ball rolling. This just means to get started on the project. So when Hans told him that he was going to leave, call it a day, and Tucker says, no, you're going to get the ball rolling on this project, means you're going to get started on this instead of going home early or at 5 p.m. He needs to stay and get going on this project.
Okay. I'll stay until 7 p.m. That's the latest, okay? And please, stop breathing down my neck, okay?
All right, and the last one I have for you guys is breathing down my neck. So just envision somebody standing next to you and breathing on your neck. It'd probably be pretty irritating. When someone says this, stop breathing down my neck, it's like, you're annoying me, stop micromanaging me at work, stop micromanaging me, quit telling me what to do every second. Here, Tucker isn't really breathing down his neck. I just use this. Hans just said this as a way to give you guys an example. He, in his mind, Tucker was breathing down his neck by telling him what to do. But really, it's more of like, I'm watching you like a hawk. I don't want to take my eyes off of you because I don't trust you, or I don't think you're a good worker. I'm going to breathe down your neck. Anyway, that wraps it up. Let me know in the comments if this was helpful for you guys, and especially if you guys have heard these before and what context you guys have heard these. And please leave comments about suggested videos that you would like to see, because I want to create content, and Sammy as well, obviously as well, wants to create content that you guys can use in your everyday life that's going to benefit you, because that's the whole point of this channel, is to help you guys improve your English, and whether it's just for travel or for fun because you have English speaking friends, or for that job or that promotion that you could get because English would help you with that. We want to help you guys. So please, let us know. Have a great day.